Hey, what's up guys? This is Chris with American Motorcycle, and today we're going to be talking about a 2016 KTM 1290 Super Duke R. Alright guys, so for this bike in particular, it does have 12,400 miles. It has an SE Project exhaust and a Yoshimura tail tidy. As far as the standard features on it, it's got some pretty premium ones. You got Brembo brakes, WP suspension in the front as well as the rear, this awesome chromoly trellis frame here. You got different rider modes, you got different ABS modes, you got traction control. It does have a hydraulic clutch, it's drive-by-wire. I mean, this bike has it all. So I'm really excited to take it out, and I'll see you guys when we get back. I haven't gotten a chance to ride this bike yet. I have ridden a newer one, but I'm excited. I love KTM. I'm a big KTM fan. I got a 690 Supermoto myself, so I'm excited to take this out and see what it's all about. Alright guys, so we're just going on a little test ride right now. I'm not going to get too in-depth with the specs on this bike. I'm sure if you are watching this video, you've already Googled it and you kind of already know a little bit about this bike. But I will say that it's got 173 brake horsepower, 103 foot-pounds of torque, adjustable WP suspension. You can adjust it up front as well as the rear. It's got a single-sided swing arm, hydraulic clutch, it's drive-by-wire, Brembo brakes, LED headlight. You have 3 different rider modes. You got sport, street, and rain mode, as well as different ABS modes. The bike sounds amazing. This one does have an SE Project exhaust, but you can just hear that. It sounds great. It's extremely smooth and comfortable. You know, it's a naked bike, so you're kind of in an upright position, and it feels great. You know, I would definitely take this for a long trip or a long group ride. As far as like the dash and everything goes, you got everything that you need. Right here on the main one, you know, you have your RPMs as well as your speedometer. You have a gear indicator. It's got a little clock, fuel gauge, temp gauge, and then on the side one right here, this menu says favorites. It's got your trip, odometer, fuel range, battery level, air temperature, and you can kind of scroll through the menus with the controls that are right here. Like I said, you do have 3 driver modes. Got your general info right there, your trip 2, trip 1, and back to your favorites. And I know that you can change your ABS mode with that little window as well. The bike feels extremely smooth and really light. You know, like, it reminds me of my Supermoto. You know, that's kind of like the best thing that I can best word that I can use to describe it. It's extremely flickable, and I mean, this thing would be so fun at the track. As far as riding it in city, it's not bad at all. It doesn't remind me of like a Super Sport or anything like that. It's very comfortable, very manageable. And it, like I said, it feels great. This bike, I'm a KTM fan, so you know, I'm gonna be a little bit biased, but this bike is great. You know, if you're thinking about getting one or test riding one, definitely go do it. You're not gonna regret it. This one also has a quad lock on here. It's got a Yoshimura tail tidy. Other than that, it's pretty much stock. So this is the first time I've ever actually rode this model year. I have ridden a newer one, and in terms of differences, You know, I'm gonna say it's probably a little bit more electronics on the newer one, but they still ride and handle the same. So if you're worried about getting something that's maybe a little bit older, you know, don't. You will be extremely happy getting a bike like this. And this bike just feels like it has such raw power. Oh man, this bike feels great. This is definitely a bike that can get you in trouble. I mean, you don't have to twist your wrist too far and you're already breaking the speed limit. So I definitely have to be a little bit careful when I'm riding this. Since it is a naked bike, you do get some wind because you have no windscreen or anything like that, but it's not bad at all. I'd say it starts to get a little bit annoying around 80 miles an hour, but other than that, if you're riding around the city, you're not gonna really notice it too much. Alright guys, one thing that I gotta say about this bike that I've noticed compared to some of the other bikes I've rode was when you are sitting in traffic, it tends to feel a little warmer. You know, if you've ridden a Ducati at all, you know exactly what I'm talking about. KTMs tend to do that. My Supermoto does that. My buddy's 1290 does it. It's not unbearable, but it is definitely noticeable. Man, this bike is a blast. As soon as I get out of some of this traffic, I'll definitely go try to find some really nice roads and see if we can get something cool, some cool footage. Oh, I think it is raining now. Yep. Well, we might have to cut this test ride short because it is raining. So, it's raining. Well, drizzling, but still. It's gonna be a fun ride back to the dealership. Alright guys, so I am headed back to the dealership right now. It is raining. I changed it to rain mode just in case. And my overall impressions of this bike is that it's a great bike. I love this bike. You know, highly recommend it. Not only does it look good, sound good, rides great, but I mean, the handling on this bike, that's probably my favorite thing about this bike, is you could just flick this thing around so easily. It doesn't, somehow, I don't know what they did, maybe it's that chromoly steel or chromoly trellis frame, but yeah, it just feels extremely light. And not to mention how smooth this bike is. I've ridden a lot of bikes and this has definitely got to be up there with my favorites. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see this bike or any of our current inventory, you can visit us at cleanharleys.com or click the link in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time.